if you're a veteran, active duty service member getting out in the next 2 years, or you know one, you need to know this information. I'm Liam Kogan. This is Silent but Deadly. And today we're talking about VA disability. So, VA disability, in my opinion, can be broken down into 5 easy steps. So, you have your eligibility, obvious, preparation, your exam phase, understanding your benefits and your rating phase, and contesting your rating. So, your first step is simple, right? It goes to your eligibility. Your eligibility is based on the fact that you were an active duty service member. So, if you were active duty and that is you, or that's someone you know who you want to talk to about it, all you have to have been was in active duty service, and that kind of disqualifies being in the National Guard or reserves without having been activated.
Wonder Twin powers activate!
If your discharge was honorable, general, or other than honorable, is the caveat to your service. So only if you were, discharged with a dishonorable discharge. Are you not eligible for your disability, for VA disability? So basically, what the VA is saying is if you were there and you were working on active duty. So the next part about that eligibility is like some special case stuff. So you have, Agent Orange.
Airborne Tactics, Specialist Tactics Unit Battalion. Yeah, it was real hush-hush. I was Agent Orange. That was my name, Agent Orange. Special Agent Orange. That was me.
Certain bases that had toxic water supplies.
He poisoned our water supply, burned our crops, and delivered a plague unto our houses!
Like a lot of Vietnam Desert Storm era stuff, there are some special cases where you could have been in the reserves and exposed to this or whatever, where you will actually, or even if you were dishonorably discharged, but you were exposed to Agent Orange and you got cancer, like you should be working on getting back to the military and getting your compensation. The next part of that, outside special cases, so outside of someone being injured in boot camp, and not filing a claim for that or being medically disqualified while in boot camp, there are special cases there. You're going to have to call the VA. I'll list the number here. You're going to have to call the VA and work your special case. Otherwise, you could just try to file a claim. Links right here. And see that way. It's also simple. Don't have to wait for anyone to talk to. So if you are one of those people that definitely qualify, you're eligible, you were in the active duty, you didn't get a dishonorable discharge. The next part of this is the character of your injury. So if it was a pre-existing injury, it doesn't count. However, if it was a pre-existing injury and it was exacerbated, it does count.
That still only counts as one!
So my knees hurt before I got in. My knees hurt way worse now. Counts. My knees hurt the same. Doesn't count. Other than that, any injury you incur while you're in active duty service counts towards your VA disability. So that's eligibility. Pretty fucking simple. Moves you on to your preparation step. Your preparation step, the way I'm going to flesh this out for you is a little bit different. So 180 days before you get out, half a year before you get out, or more, whenever you're ready to start, making your game plan, get a piece of paper and start writing down every single thing that has happened to you, from rolling your ankle to hurting your finger, everything that's happened to you on a piece of paper. Leave it out somewhere where you'll see it and continue to go back to it. Oh yeah, I do get migraines. I forgot. Me personally, I forgot I broke my back. I broke my back and fused some discs together in my spine, or I broke my tailbone, whatever. But I forgot all about it. If it wasn't in my medical record, I wouldn't have been service connected for it. So that's the important wicket here, is getting everything service connected. Was I in service when this happened? Service connection.
It's about connection.
It's all about connections.
It's not about tossing salad. It's not about cock and ass and tits and butthole pleasures.
So write everything down that happened to you while you were in service. keep tabs, because the next step of your preparation phase is you're going to start going through the regular dregs of getting out of the military. It's a dick dragger. It's annoying. You got to check out everything, but you're going to meet with a PA at your team, your platoon, your whatever. You're going to meet with a doc for the VA, and they're basically going to say, okay, so what's happened to you?
You've got pink eye. Can I put my pants back on?
You're going to take that piece of paper we were talking about, and you're going to go through every single thing on the list. And then when your PA says you don't have stuff in your record for this, you say, I want to get x-rays. I want to get MRIs on my knees, my ankles, my wrists, my ankles, my wrists, my ankles, my wrists, my ankles, my wrists,
my neck, my back.
whatever is hurting you, go get hard evidence, x-rays, MRIs, whatever. If there's nothing going on in there, they're going to know. So don't waste their time. Don't waste your own time. Don't expose yourself to x-rays over and over and over if you don't actually have something to be x-rayed. But that's your next step. You get hard documented evidence. You compile everything. You get, I have herpes now. I have PTSD. I have migraines. All that stuff should be on your sheet. Tell it to your PA. And that's your next step in your preparation phase. So after that step, or even possibly before, depending on how your process looks at where you're at and what camp you're at and what branch you're in, you're going to be hooked up with a VSO. VSO is a veteran service officer. They're going to start guiding you through this process.
Yes, that is the name. This way. Don't follow the lights.
They work for the VA, but they really work for you. They're helping you get out. They're helping you with this process. They're filing paperwork for you. There's a lot of bullshit that has to happen between this is all the stuff I've got and your VSO. So your VSO is going to have you, and if they don't, print off take your hard copy of your medical binder and your dental and print one off for your fucking self. Print one off for the VA, print one off for your VSO, but always keep one for you. And if someone needs another one, don't give them that copy. Copy it again and give it to another person. Go to Office Max that pay pay $10, $20 and they'll copy all 200 pages of it for you. So that next step is going to be you work with your PA, you get everything verified, and then you work with your VSO. Your VSO is going to start setting you up to get your next set of appointments when you get out. So eligibility, preparation, and then exams. So your exam phase is very simple. You set this up with your VSO. You got all the substantiating evidence.
We turned out of the disturbing new evidence in the Ghislaine Maxwell trial.
Now you go to your exams. So the exams are all set up for you. You're going to be basically just going through everything that's wrong with you from the PTSD, migraines, joint pain, all that kind of stuff. You're going to go through it with a doctor. They're going to confirm it, and then they're going to give a personal assessment to how bad, to what degree they think it is. So here are 3 rules for the exam phase. 1, bending.
How you're bending it?
What do they want to see from the bending? The bending means, so my elbow hurts, right? They don't want to hear that your elbow hurts, but stretch it as far as you fucking can. They want to see where you can stretch until you reach pain, uncomfortability, pain. So it's not like, oh yeah, my wrist hurts, but I can move it as much as you need me to. We're in the military, man. Like it's suck it up, bite your lip, and move forward. So if you want me to suck my own toes with my legs bent straight, I'm going to try to figure out how to do it. It's going to rip my back apart. It's going to destroy my hamstrings, my knees, and my ankles, but I'm going to try. And then they're going to look at that and they're going to go, that's a lot of flexibility. This guy's fully flexible. He's good to go. So the bending is really about how far are you going to bend your back until you experience pain? Then you stop and you say, I experience pain right here. There's no cheating, no bullshit. It's I experience pain right here. The next step is don't lie.
Everybody's been real nice.
Well, that's because you have big jugs.
It's giving us a bad name. You're going to ruin the fucking program if you go in there and try to fake some stupid injury or knee pain that doesn't exist. You have no substantiating documents, no x-rays, MRIs, nothing. Like, yeah, it just hurts a little bit. The reason the veteran narrative and our military is crippled, this is part of it. Do not go out and start complaining about how broken you are and how you deserve money and bullshit, blah, blah, blah. Stay tough. Stay a fucking military person. But tell them what is going on with your body. Get service connected for your future, for your current self. so you can be seen by the VA for those injuries. And then number 3, err on the side of more. So when they ask you how painful is this, 1 to 10, and you're going to say a 4, say a 5, because it's a 4 right now, but you have a lot of week and a lot of day to do a lot of different shit, and it's going to be a fucking 5. Bottom line, it is going to hurt more when you do something that hurts it. They're going to ask like, oh, how's this? It's like, that's uncomfortable, but fine. I'm not going to die. Err on the side of more, because at some point in your week, you're going to be like, fuck, no, this does hurt. This does hurt. And this, I've substantiated this with so many different people. This is exactly how these things go. The bending, don't fucking lie, and err on the side of more. Because in that week, it is going to be hurting you. And later in life, it for sure is. We're not talking about later in life, later in the week. But
look,
those are your 3 big pieces of the exam portion. So for this next piece, understanding your rating, I'm going to kind of jump you into a tool that I've been putting together for veterans to use. It's a very early stages edition of the book I'm going to be putting out, just to give everybody the information and the tools in one place. I've learned a lot from making it. I've learned a lot from using it. I reference this book all the time, but don't judge it just yet. I mean, it's not done, but this is a very early look at what it's going to look like. So to explain your rating and understanding it, which I like to understand shit. It's like, it bothers me if I don't. No matter what the case, really, I want to understand it. And I know a lot of veterans are the same way. It bothers you that the VA has this information and they're like, it doesn't matter. This is what your rating is. So I have a couple pages dedicated to understanding this rating, and I had to invent some terms to make it simple and to really make this as simple as possible. But to understand your rating, just know that there are special rating cases. So totally disabled based on individual unemployment, that is different than totally disabled. Totally disabled, you can still work. Based on individual unemployment, it means it's not you aren't totally 100%. However, if your back is super messed up, you can't sit at a desk job, and you also can't work hard labor outside, you are unemployable. If you gain employment while you get this benefit, the money that comes with that, they'll take it. So don't fuck around with that. If it's you, it is you. If it's not, don't try to make it you. The special bilateral factor, if both of your wrists hurt and you can't fucking, it raises the level of disability. It's an extra percentage amount because both of my wrists are messed up, so I can't do anything with this wrist or anything with this wrist. So any wrist shit is out for me. So it just basically raises the level of disability. And then special monthly compensation. It's total loss of speech, sight, hearing, loss of limb, like things that will make it really impossible for you to function. You'll know if it's you. They'll tell you. So to do this math, single disability rating is simple. I'm rated 30%. You are 30% for PTSD. You get 30% for PTSD. Or if it was this 40% in this example, then you get 40% as your total rating. However, in a combo rating, it's different. So you take that 40% that you're rated for with disability and you subtract it from the 100% that is you. So you take the 40 from your 100%, and then you get 60, right? So 100 minus 40 equals 60. That 60% is what you're going to use to get the next real percentage. Okay, so we'll talk about things like real percentage. This 40 is a real percent, but this 15 is not a real percent yet. We have to take the 60 remainder from the last one. So 60 times 15, and that equals 9%. That 9% is your real percentage, okay? So you take that 9% of real and that 40% of real, combine 49% of real. You subtract that 49 of real from 100 again, which is you, and you get 51%, which is basically like your moving math equation. So you take that 51, and if you got another one, you got 10% for elbow pain, you take 51, multiply it by 10 like we just did, and you get 5.1%. That's your real. So now you have 9, 40, and 5.1% are your real ratings. Add those all up, you get 54.1%, and then subtract that from 100 one more time, and you get your remainder 45.9. That 45.9 gets rounded to the nearest tenth, which would be 50. And then that is your final disability rating. So that's your total. You're at 50. So that's how the math works. I like to know how shit works. If you're one of the geniuses who fucking was good at math in the military, I don't know why you were there. No, I'm just kidding. But good on you. Good on you for understanding. Go blog about it in a Facebook page. So the next part after understanding your rating is contesting your rating. Okay. A lot of people go to this step because they think they were unfairly rated. A lot of people are unfairly rated. It's almost part of the VA's protocol. So go ahead and don't bring shame into this step. It's an endless pot of money for veterans who fucking need it. Find out if you were rated incorrectly. If you feel that way, this is what it's about. So you have 3 starting points: DIY option, the law option, lawyer group, and the VSO option. So you use the VSO to get your current rating. If you didn't like it, you can do it yourself, getting all the printed documents, calling the VA, doing all that shit. I'm not even going to write about that because I think it is a general waste of time, because you could just talk to a VSO and they will help you get all the paperwork that you need. There are some really great VSOs. There are some shitty VSOs. I'm not the end all be all of that statement, but I've worked with some shitty VSOs and I know friends who have as well. So we went to the law group. I did this myself. You're going to get your rating and talk to your friends or compare with other people and say, why did you get this? And I didn't get it. We have the same thing. You can go with a law group. You can go with another VSO. At the end of the day, whoever you go with, and my spiel on the law group is that they're going to take money from your back pay. So you're not even really going to see it in your bank account. It's just going to come right out of your back pay before it comes to you. So they work pro bono. You don't got to pay them up front. If there's some other character in inserting themselves into this process, fuck that. Okay. Law group, VSO, do it yourself. Nothing else. There is no other fucking option. Fuck that. Don't insert yourself into this. So lame. The law groups have a monetary invested interest. Okay. They're going to get this shit done. They're going to find the doctors. They're going to do all the shit. Okay. They're going to, for your exams, all that shit. The VSO is going to find the people for exams as well. They just don't have that same incentive. But whoever you choose, you build your case again, just like last time during your exams in your preparation phase. Then you go to your appointments, just like your exams, and then you get a new rating and you can choose to refute it again. I'm going to say that if you do this twice, the third time is probably silly. But do what you think is right. It's your body. It's your life. It's your choice. I'm not. So those are your 5 steps, right? Eligibility, preparation phase, exam phase, understanding your score, understanding your rating, and then contesting. A lot of people go through this. It's a long process. It can be lame. You're working with a government entity, which is never fun. You're in the military, you should know. Have some patience. Keep working at it. And if you have any other questions, go to silentbutdeadly.org. We have articles on this. I will personally help you with any question you have. And at the end of the day, this is your entitlement. This is everybody's entitlement. If the government fucks you up, you're entitled to compensation. End of story. No other shit. You will regret.
I wonder who it could be.
You will regret not having been service connected for your wrist, elbow, whatever, when your arthritis starts getting bad and you're 60 and you're not being able to be seen for it, or you're spending a ton of money out of pocket. They can help you with things like physical therapy and all that kind of crap. But at the end of the day, follow the steps, work the system, work it for yourself. Don't feel any shame for it. Don't virtue signal to me, because I don't deal with that fucking garbage. File your claim and move on. Leave that shit in the past. I'm Liam.